Hey, good morning, guys. This is Captain Drew with fishheadwaterslake.com with your on the water report. Today is January the 27th, 2023. It is cold this morning. The weather app says it's 52. Man, it feels like it's 22. It's cold. This old Florida boy is chilly. Water temperature, I'm sitting in, I'm at the boat basin right now, 65 degrees. That's what I saw most everywhere else. So about 65 degrees. This little bit of cold weather we got right now, this little front coming through may drop the water temperature a little bit. We're still staying in that really nice 60-65 degree range, you know, our spawning fish. So not too terrible if we don't have a wicked cold spell. You can see the sun, sunny sky behind me, so having some sun down on the water keeps it warm a little bit. So according to St. John's Water Management District, the lake is still up about an inch or so above normal, so it's, you know, pretty typical whatever. Now we've got a north wind. It says it's blowing 10, 11, 12 miles an hour. It feels like 20. Keep in mind, this area out here, the marsh is real flat. It's like the plains, you know, we don't have a lot of tall trees or anything out here. So when the wind blows, it blows. You know, it's real flat. So the wind blows. It's coming pretty much straight out of the north this morning. Been blowing hard. I saw an awful lot of boats, guys pull in, you know, kind of talk about what they want to do, and then just leave, you know, because this north wind is, you know, is really tough. Choppy. The North Lake was really choppy. I stayed in the North Lake. I just fished by myself today. Just did a little bit of scouting, just a little bit of poking around. So I stayed in the North Lake, you know, the whole time. Choppy, a little bit of white caps, so it was a little icky. But the cool thing about this lake is you can hide. You know, when there's wind, doesn't matter which direction it comes from, because we have so much vegetation all the way around the lake. You can find a place to hide out. I saw 2 or 3 guides going out this morning with customers, and I'm sure they'll put them on fish. You know, the water temperature's right, and they'll find a place to you know, to get them out of the wind and you know, and put them on some fish. So that's cool. Let's see, water temperature, air temperature, wind, lake level. Oh, with the north wind, the North Lake, if you guys have, you know, you guys have dealt with wind on other lakes before, the wind will push water from one side to another. So as I'm sitting here in the boat basin, it actually looks like we're about 3 inches low. You know, just looking at where the normal water level is. Well, that north wind is just pushing water out down towards the south. So if you're fishing the North Lake, some of those areas may seem a little more shallow than normal. Grass, you know, at the top, because that water is just being pushed, you know, farther south, just because of the strong winds. No big deal. My recipe right now is the same thing. While this water temperature is the way that it is, we're through the walk the dog type lure, that red and chrome that I've been throwing, and I caught 2 fish, you know, with that. Nothing really big. I got a couple of them on video. No big fish, but even with the as cold as it is, your air temperature, the water's still 65. It's actually risen to 65.02 while I've been sitting here. Water temperature is still the same, so they'll come up and eat the top water. Threw it for a little bit, and then back to the salt and pepper jerk shad, and I caught a handful of fish on the jerk shad. Not a bunch of fish, not any big fish, but like I say, I was just kind of poking around and stuff. But they're still hungry, you know, even though the wind's blowing and what have you. So if you're going to be heading out this weekend, you know, the water temperature seems all right, as long as we don't have any really cloudy skies, and you know, and cool that water off. You should be able to catch some fish. I saw clear water today. The wind is going to keep things chopped up. The North Lake is always going to be a little bit murky when you know, when there's a lot of wind, but because the rest of the lake is so protected with all the tall you know, tall reeds and things, you know, most of that water should remain clear, and the south end is always clear down there. So you can find some water to fish. 5 feet, you know, that's where I'm still hanging out, is you know, is in that 5 foot depth level. I'm not really looking at anything deeper, you know, because I know these fish are still working on these we got fish that are pre-spawn, post-spawn, mid-spawn, happy spawn, sad spawn. You know, they're doing everything right now. So you know, we're looking for those fish that are trying to figure out you know, where their next party down spot is at. I believe that you know, you know, somewhere around that 5-foot area. So y'all come on out and catch them up. Hope you guys have a good weekend.